Here we go. All right. Good morning, everybody. This is our Thursday morning virtual coffee chat. And I have some of our awesome members a part of the chat this morning. And of course, those of you that will be on the replay or watch the replay, of course, please put hashtag replay if you watch this on the replay. I would love to know that you dropped by and that you actually took the time to watch it, and maybe some thoughts or takeaways on what the subject was, if there was anything that you learned or thought was pertinent in it. So let's everybody introduce yourself. So we'll start with Deb. Why don't you say, Deb, tell them where you're from and what company?
Hi, I'm Deb. I'm from Southern Minnesota, and I'm an Avon representative.
Okay. Next. Where are you at?
Hi, I'm Maria Gerson, and I'm from mid-Texas, south of Dallas, about 60 miles, and I am a Color Street representative and a rancher.
And a rancher.
Ooh, cool.
I appreciated your comment this morning, Maria, for my friend Ricky, and she's in Minnesota with Deb.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
That is a challenge to do snow and raise cattle.
Yes,
there's so many variables, but you tell her she can reach out to me with any question because I'm also AI certified. We've been raising Angus and not grass fed, but there's no hormones in it.
Well, I don't know that
for 29 years.
I don't know that she's ranching. She just has a farm. She has rabbits. She has chickens. She just has her little farm. She's a country girl, and she likes her farm living. So,
me too.
I love the country, but I mean, I'm just saying, she's up there. She has pictures on her profile, and we're all friends, so you all can go see it. She has a little shack thing that she does ice fishing in.
Yeah.
So she loves her ice fishing. She was so excited for it to finally get out there and be. Anyway, back to the virtual chat. I could talk about these things. All right, now I put the question out there that I was interested in talking about goals, and several of the members in the different chats had wanted me to discuss this more about goals and how goals work. Does anybody really know what goals do?
They're direct you to where you're going.
I'm sorry, Deb, you start first.
They direct you to where you want to be.
Okay. All right, Maria, what do you say?
They are mile markers or milestones of success, because a lot of small goals will build up to a large goal.
Well, that's exactly true. There are when I gone to several trainings on this, what I learned from the Bob Proctor Gallagher group was that there's 3 types of goals. There's the type of goal that you know you're going to do, like you've got a new car, or you've got a car, and in a couple of years you know you're going to get another car. Every so many years you get another car, or that next month your goal is to go have lunch with every month with your children. That is one type of goal that you already know you're going to make it. You put it on there and you know that you're going to achieve that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, that's one type of goal. The second type of goal is the one where you know that with a little bit of work you can make it. It's kind of like, Deb, you saying, okay, I want to make President's Club. I want to make that first rank. So I'm already here, and if I work a little harder, I'm pretty much going to get there. That's the second type of goal. And then you have the third type of goal, which is the big one. I want to go on a trip to Australia. I want a month vacation in Australia.
Wow.
and you go, I don't know how I'm going to do it. Don't know when I'm going to be able to take 4 weeks. You have no freaking idea how you're going to manage that. Because if the goal does not stretch you, if a goal is not so big and you think, oh, well, I'll never get there, then you don't give the universe, you don't give yourself the opportunity to make it happen. And then and see, the thing about goals is that they're with having 3 types of goals. Then under your goals, you break it down into weekly goal, daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, because just like Maria said, they're mile markers. And Deb, we talked a little bit before that about, you know what you need to do, but you need to break it down of what you need to do every day, every week to get where you need to be. Let me close this door. My mom's decided to vacuum.
I don't even hear it. Do you hear it, Debbie?
I don't hear it either.
I hear it. Okay, I'm sorry. You know, mom decides to do when she decides to do. All right. So making goals is a way to start channeling your thinking. Because when you have a monetary goal, like Maria in your Color Street company and Deb in your Avon business, then you need to work backwards in it. You say, okay, how much to make, okay, I want to make $100 a month. How much Color Street, how much Avon do I need to sell at my current commission rate to make that? And then once you say, okay, I need to sell so much to make this. All right, how many customers would normally, if I sold that much, how many customers would that normally take to sell that much? Is this making sense?
Yep.
Okay, so when you figure out how many customers orders you need, then you say, okay, well, how many of my customers are available to order? Because you know the ones who ordered at your last party or your last book, are they really going to be buying again?
I hope so.
Probably not.
Okay, let's be realistic. You hope so. But Deb, you and I both know, because I was an Avon lady for 40 some years, Avon customers rotate about every 3rd or 4th book.
Yep.
Okay. If you understand the probability, then you don't have to go, oh, I hope and pray. You know, you need to get out there and find new customers to rotate. You need to, have a special. You need to start getting creative in how you bring more people or more sales in. But if you have it where you do it how much every day, if you break it down even, okay, I need so many orders in this time span, let's say 2 weeks, because I'm used to the 2-week rotation. I don't know how Color Street does it, Maria. Avon rotates every 2 weeks. So if you know you need 12 orders in 2 weeks, then you have to be sending out text messages, you have to send out emails, you have to be putting books out, and you need to say, okay, I need 12 orders. If you have no orders on day 4, you have to start saying, okay, I need to start generating what can, I'm saying? You need to take the extra step. Now, if you start making your phone calls, your texts, and everything, your follow-ups, and on day 3, you have your 12 orders, wow, do you quit? Or do you say, okay, no, let me see what I can do? Because what happens next 2 weeks? What if you don't have quite enough next 2 weeks? Because the whole thing of sales is it goes like this, right?
Yep.
But over the whole course of the year, it all averages out. So, any questions with that?
I just had a statement. I was just speaking with my one of my upline people last night about cold market. It reminds me when I sold insurance and securities and mutual funds and that sort of thing. I also did sell Avon, for a short period of time while the kids were young. And she reminded me that I wasn't the only person, because I felt alone. I felt like I was in a spiral vacuum, if you could so say that. So she encouraged me to go back through the training, find something new and innovative. And I've been sick all week. I don't know what virus it is, the RSV or something, but I coughing and my head feels like it's just like in a vice. But anyway, I said, well, give out some free product. You've been giving it all away anyway, so you might as well just go full force, because this is a month of love and show love. And so I was speaking with Tamika, and it just kind of like a light went on in my head. So I said, okay, I'll try that. And because this is my anniversary, I said, I started showing love there. And then I started saying, well, I'm going to do this on Friday night on a live, da, da, da. And in just a matter of now, since 7 o'clock last night, so you're talking 15 hours, I have 11 new people in my group.
Wow.
So now I've got to step up the game twice as much and be more consistent. And so I've been being more, how do you say, monitoring my time, because I can squirrel real easy. Real easy, I can squirrel. So my husband's left to go feed right now because I'm still recuperating from foot surgery, and I damaged it again. So I had every 10 minutes, I had, okay, I'm getting dressed. I'm gonna get in here. So I'm monitoring my time more so I can be more effective with the time I'm given, instead of being inconsistent because of time restraints on certain things.
Right.
Like you can get outside and you can find you have a new calf and there's some issues there and you hadn't planned on that. So you have to think, when you set a goal, the variables. So that's why I said to you, Karen, I have difficult time setting goals, but listening to you this morning, I started writing down what goals could be, and how all of a sudden something triggered in my mind when you said go backwards. So let's say a friend of mine said she wanted to go on a cruise in January, and she said, would you be interested in going? And I'm like, well, yeah, but man, that's a tough financial month. So then I slapped myself last night before I went to sleep and said, now you already defeated yourself before you even started. So I started thinking about, we're 11 months away. What would it take to build X amount of money, $3,000 in 11 months? What would it take per month? So as you were talking, I'm writing down what I normally would think about when I needed feed for my cattle or hay. And this was a drought year and we had to bring it in from other states. So this all made sense this morning. Now, why the light went off, I don't know.
Because you asked the question. See, now me and Deb were talking a little bit earlier about what we say and what we think our subconscious is listening. When you ask your subconscious the question, what will it take? If you concentrate on that question and you really just wait for the answers come. It's just, are you listening? If that light bulb is the answer. Maria, you got the answer. You started asking the question and your subconscious gave it to you. But see, some of us don't want to listen. The easiest thing you can do is before you go to bed every night, because when we're laying there getting all comfy and starting to relax and you're starting to get kind of drowsy, but if while you're doing that, you're thinking about where you want to go, what answers do you need, what would you like created, your subconscious you'll go to sleep, and your little conscious mind here that wants to do it all will go to sleep and rest, and your subconscious, which never sleeps, goes out there and it starts feeling out the energies, and it starts says, oh, she wants this and she wants that, and I'm going to find, it starts putting it all together. And then the more you think on it, the more you talk on it of what you want to create, the more it will happen. I talked for
Ah, the power of positive thinking.
No, positive is just means that you just try to be happy. This is about using energy to create the life you want. We create everything that we have by our choices and by how we think about it. I talked for 2 years about my trip. Yeah, both of you know about my trip out west for 6 weeks, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. In June, I took my mom, who's 90 or was going to be 90. I took her out to Utah and Idaho and Wyoming. It was supposed to be a month, but because of COVID, we put it off a year, and it ended up with my time things with other commitments that I had 6 weeks. But every day to anybody and everybody, I talked about this trip and how I was taking my mom out west and how we were going to go see the national parks and how we were going to do this. I talked about this trip for 2 years. Ended up being 3 years because we extended it. She didn't want to go on a trip in a mask. So I said, we can delay it 1 year, Mom. 1 year. That's all you get. If it's still masked, we're going anyway. But she was amazed about, I had already, when I made all the arrangements for it, she was amazed about how flawless how we transversed from one state, going from one place to another place to another. We made a kind of a loop in the United States, a kind of a thing. And she says, I don't know how you did it. I said, I didn't. I said, I wanted a week here. I had timeshare points. I said, I picked a week here. I picked a week there. You wanted to go to the Badlands. I found a place for 2 days over there. I said, it all fell into place because I put it out there in the universe that I was doing this trip. And it just kind of, it does half the work for you. You do not, and you cannot consciously control it all. And for a lack of a better word, browbeat it into existence. You have to start using the energy that God gave us, the energy that goes out there. And that's what goals, setting goals, writing down daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals. Put your mind in that energy mode to send it out there saying, this is what she wants. When you write a goal down, you are putting energy on paper. It becomes more solid because you've thought about it and you keep thinking about it. You put your goals in front of you. You put your goals on cards. I went to one training and I really liked it because desires, goals, I want to live a laptop lifestyle here. I'm going to be 65. I made postcards of all the things I want to enjoy. This is a wild animal, spending time with raptors, wild birds.
Wow.
This is my travel home that I want to get to travel in with Mom.
Oh my gosh, that's sharp.
Okay. This was a thing in Wyoming, and it's where you slide down on the snow, on the ice, like downhill instead of skiing. I don't think I can ski anymore at 65. I haven't.
Sure you can. Sure you can.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say I couldn't. What I meant was, when you're older, your balance. I haven't skied since I was 20. So this is safe and I won't break nothing. But I can have fun sliding down the hill. See,
I can relate to the not break.
I don't want to go skiing just because I can and break something and be there. No, I'd rather do it on an inner tube and have fun. Okay.
Wow.
But I'm sitting here. When I was on my trip, I went to every welcome center and I've got a whole box of flyers. And I'm now going through them and making pictures of things I want to do. This is line dancing. I love country line dancing. I want to go dancing again. We lost our line dancing place here that was close by about 15 years ago, and I haven't been line dancing in years. but this is something I want to start doing again. But you have to start giving your brain, and you have to start looking at them. You have to have a vision board. You have to have written goals of what you want your business to do, because that's the way it gets created in your mind. If you think about the problems of today, then you will just keep having the problems of today. If you start making goals of what you want to do and what you want to enjoy, then it will happen. How excited do you get about money? Does anybody get excited about the money? Or do you get excited about what the money can help you enjoy?
Yes.
I never really thought of it.
Because money is just paper. Money is a tool. Money helps you just create the adventures, create the things of joy. So that's why our goals, going back to goals, this is a long way around why goals are important. Goals are important because they help you start putting your mind in the future of where you want to go, and telling yourself and the universe, this is what I'm wanting. This is where I'm wanting to go. Tell me how I can get there. What will it take? What do I need to do? The answers will come. The ideas will start coming in when you're in the shower. Maria, when you're sitting there, oh my God.
Yeah. An epiphany.
You know, there's a time that the ideas, they're just going to start coming to you. When you least expect it, you're going to start getting ideas, but you have to ask for them. If you have goals, but how can it give you ideas if it doesn't know what your goals are? I have my cards. I even wrote how much I want to earn in 2023. And I go through my cards, hopefully every day. At least 2 or 3 times a week. I try to go through my stack of cards. And I start reading my goals and my things. The more you put yourself in the future, you deal with today, but you put your thoughts in creating where you want to go and what you want to do and what you want to enjoy. You want to enjoy that trip, Maria? See yourself on that trip. See yourself going. It'll happen. You know, tell the universe, I'm going on this trip, and I'm going to have $2,000 in the bank for my business for me to enjoy spending, so I can go shopping when I'm on my trip. You have to get excited. The feelings. This whole world is energy. Does anybody dispute that? I mean, Einstein said this everything is energy. Everything's atoms. Everything is energy. So when we put the energy out there, it starts creating itself. Have you ever thought about why all of a sudden something just seems to fall into place? Something's invented. See, the thing is, people get so worried about what in the world is going to happen. I'm like, I don't worry about it, because the ideas and the ways to solve that are going to come. I don't have to solve them. Somebody else is going to do that. That's not my area of interest. My interest is going out and having fun. I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to go have some fun. I even got a campfire. You see, I love a campfire. A campfire, to sit by a campfire. Guys, what do you want to have fun? I want to learn how to paddleboard. Anybody know how to paddleboard? I want to learn how to do that. I want to get one. I want to have one. I want to paddleboard. I got little lakes around here. I'm gonna learn and do paddleboarding. I want to whitewater raft. Anybody want to go whitewater rafting with me? Okay, you have to.
No, but I'll go scuba diving with you.
Oh, I love that. I went to Cozumel. That was awesome. Snorkeling, scuba diving. We go, girl. I didn't
Yeah.
found a picture for that yet, but I can put that. That's on my list. Did anybody watch my Steve Harvey video that's in the group?
No.
I dare you to go watch it. It's only 8 minutes, but I dare you to go watch it because it's all in what we've talked about today. We just calling them goals here because we're business people and we're talking about our businesses. But in the top where it has featured stuff, I have the video for Steve Harvey. And in the video, he says, you have not because you ask not.
That's exactly what I wrote down. Ask not, want not.
Exactly. So I teach from what I personally read and am involved in and go into. And Maria, I started replying to your email and I didn't quite get it finished to send it to you.
I forgot. I know I sent you an email, but I forgot.
We were talking about, in fact, maybe I'll just go ahead and I'll go ahead and tell you. You asked about Audible, how to get Audible for free, how to get the Amazon for free. And in the email that I sent you, I never said it was free. I just said it was worth having. Audible is a service of Amazon, and it is the Audible of all the books. It's where people actually read the books. Like this book here, How to Do the Work. How to Do the Work. I love this book. It's on Audible where they read it to you. I do a lot of Audible in my car when I'm doing errands, when I don't listen to the radio, I listen to Audible. So I'm always working through a book so that I can expand my thinking. So Audible is $14.95 a month. And that's what I encouraged is if you don't have an Audible account, is that you should get one for $15 a month. And you get to keep the books. They're in your account to listen to over and over, to re-reference. Sometimes I'll just drop into one of the books I've already done. But that's where I recommended.
I just got this one in the mail yesterday that I ordered it.
Okay.
And I can't wait to start to read it. And there's one more coming.
Right. I don't have, you know, if you don't have a lot of sitting time, I'm on the road a lot. And so me in my car listening I wouldn't get books done if I had to physically be sitting to read them.
Right.
And I love mystery novels. So I read before I go to bed because I turn all the TVs off an hour before I go to bed and I read. But I read enjoyment books. I don't read my personal development. I have my personal development on my Audible. But I am designing a website with all of the books and things that people recommend. Do it anywhere, girl. Feel the fear. I mean, I think in the group, did I do Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway? I put 2 books, the audios, in the group because they were so pertinent. I think Feel the Fear was in there and Do It Anyway. Same thing with Get It Done, Girl. Lots of people they just write from a different point of view or in a different scenario about the same kinds of things. But I'm going to make a whole website of these kinds of books with the links to Amazon, where you can either buy the book, put it on Kindle, or do the Audible. Because there's so many out there. There's so many good books. And as long as you keep filling yourself up with these bigger thoughts of how to do it anyway, because our world teaches us nothing but fear. And so to not be stuck in fear, we have to keep reminding ourselves and reading these things to know that they exist. So that's why when I first started the group, it was about books because I believe in books. I love reading them and helping them remind me of our awesomeness and that we are not stuck in the reality of this world right now with all of the stupidness that's in it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And people say, well, aren't you worried? Aren't you worried? No, I don't worry about anything. The only thing I worry about, and I don't even worry about that, the only thing I can affect, only thing I can influence is my few people around me. So I work at just keeping myself happy, keeping myself positive, keeping myself and my energy, where do I want to go? Because that's what I can control. All right. I'm not going to lecture.
No, it's
Any other
good.
questions? Any more ideas? What did you think?
I think it was excellent.
Yep.
It
I
just,
like the going backwards.
Okay.
yes. I never did know how to be able to set the goal, but you explained it in such a way that, well, it's like eating anything. You know, an elephant can take a whole carrot and put it in its mouth and eat it. Any animal can do that. We as humans, we're not designed that way.
Right.
So therefore, in order to be able to, like tonight, we're going to go eat a lot of food. I've never been to a Brazilian steakhouse, but I have to pace myself.
Mm-hmm. But just because there's a lot of food doesn't mean you have to eat it all. I don't go to
No.
buffets anymore. I quit going to buffets about 20 or 30 years ago because I can't eat enough to pay for it. For it to be worth it to me to pay $30 to have unlimited seafood, unlimited anything, it's not worth it. I can't eat enough.
This was a gift 3 years ago for my sister. And then because of COVID, things were shut down, and
Right.
you know how the world went. And then Microsoft shut down my, there was fraud in my email because I alerted them to it. And so I can't even get into it. So I spent, I think, 7 hours in the last 4 days trying to get this QR code so I could have it scanned tonight. But it was because he asked the right information. I said, look, it's this, this, and this. And I said, you can call this guy up, and here's his phone number, and here's his email. And he said, well, you finally gave us the right information. And I thought, why didn't you ask that 5 hours ago? I'd have just.
That's it. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
you got to find the right question. Life is about asking questions. It's not about trying to dictate what you think it would be. Wouldn't it be terrible that you said, I wanted it this way, it's got to be this way, but life had a great bigger vision for you, but because you were so set and locked into saying it has to be this way, that you miss the bigger gift? See, that's
Yes.
where when you talk about goals and you set goals and you let life create, you just keep thinking and moving forward, the ideas start coming, things start falling into place, you get all the green lights.
I've always said, if you have your hands so busy hanging on to the past, you can't have your hands open and be able to receive.
That's it. All right, ladies, I'm excited that we had this conversation. I'm glad it was helpful. I hope it helps
me too.
our sisters and brothers that are in the group when they watch the replay, if they take the time to watch the replay. But for those that were here, I appreciate you all. And I look forward to next Thursday and whatever we can figure out to talk about then.
Thank you so much, Karen, for what you do. I so appreciate it. Really.
You know, we all have experiences and we all have life. And it's us all coming together because there's nobody that's got it perfect in this world. And there's a lot of people that are way smarter and bigger than me. But all I know is that as long as I want to keep moving my way up, I'm going to bring people with me that I can. I want to learn, I want to grow, and I want to help share it with my sisters. And
I appreciate it.
That's what the group's about. And I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, Deb. I appreciate you both. And I look forward to us all growing together and contributing and helping our other sisters grow. I'll see y'all next week.
Have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.